the good guys.
You know, live on the edge a little bit sometimes. But VP, they're starting T-side Anubis, so more signs point to a decent start here for VP. We'll have to wait and see as Holzerk's about to set up Elige and Floppy.
I like this, though. A coordinated aggression from Complexity to open the pistol, so it's going to be a lot of information. And actually, Grim calls off the flashbang. It comes in a little bit late just as he's about to swing, but they have all the information. But this noise has equally given VP all the intel they need to know. They now know Complexity has pushed into canals, has taken over that portion of the map, and VP's going to pause and wait because Complexity cannot maintain that aggression. They either have to keep pushing or fall all the way back. And now VP can feel like they have the map a little bit more secure.
Yeah, all the splishing and splashing in the water.
Splish, splash, I was taking a bath.
Not familiar with that song, but it was a good, it sounded nice.
It's old but gold.
And Floppy, certainly not that yet, but he's going to be looking to try and use this USP to devastating effect. It's electronic to take out Floppy quite easily.
Oh, what do they do? Okay, Elige just starts rushing with the Julies. So Complexity stayed so parked at the B bomb site with numbers. Floppy was alone at A, and that's why he peeks middle, because he has no one gathering that information. Elige actually thinks they realize the other bomb site is empty, which is why he was so crazy with that swing. And now we've got a retake scenario.
Complexity have Grim taking the first steps, and he is forced away. Not exactly the impact Grim was hoping for, but he's still around, he's still kicking about. And they've got to get into this one now. It's Complexity kicking to gear. They're going to be charging back into the site. Free pledge, Virtus.Pro inside of the bomb site itself. And they're dishing out headshots, but Complexity hand them right back. And suddenly only Fame playing out towards main. He's got himself a powerful position to try and stop this defuse, but JT's the bodyguard, and he will make it work out. Holzerk on that defuse, and Complexity back in for a successful retake right at the final moments.
That's a massive retake, especially when you consider Grim gets eliminated, spotted and eliminated pretty early on the floor.
Bending his teammate on that defuse. Great work from JT. And that is Complexity up with the first in the CT. And we know how important the CT pistol can be on Anubis.
Oh, we know how important the plant can be even in a loss for the T side. So they've bought right back up into this. 4 Galils and a Tech 9 on Jame, who's filled up utility.
Not quite as effective as it once was.
Well, maybe if they push into you, good 1-for-1, but Elige is going to come out on top and smartly, wisely backs away and preserves the advantage.
An extra year doing him wonders as Elige now backs into the A-bomb site safely, knowing that he has done some massive work here for Complexity. They are a player up. And Virtus.Pro are going to try and dip their toes in the waters at B. The double setup between JT and Grim, and that smoke will buy them an extra few seconds. But Norbert, oh, he's not going to respect it. He's going right through it.
Yeah, oh, and it's just turned. Grim found the information, knows JT is there as well. Good trade, but still a lot of pressure. And this is where things get really weird playing against VP. This is where you don't really know what the map looks like in your head of where the VP players are, and this is where they can do some of their best work. 50 seconds to move around the map quietly and try and find a gap.
Jame is moving through the water quite quickly. He's already towards dark, and he will soon realize that no one is inside of dark. He can feel comfortable getting closer and now grouping up with electronic.
And look, see Complexity, they have no intel. They're trying to cover the whole map at the moment.
This is going to be hard for Holzerk, but he is going to spot the head of Jame first. Holzerk now calling, trying to delay and run the clock down, but it is going to be pretty effective from electronic. But JT, once again, finding impact here for Complexity in back-to-back rounds. Jame goes down, and electronic into the clutch. A 1v2. He is so comfortable in these kind of scenarios, but he doesn't have all the information. He's trying to figure out where the other remaining Complexity player is coming from, but he's found himself a pretty powerful position inside of Dark for this post plant. Electronic would love to separate this into 1v1 fights and good angle selection. He's taking out Elige, and JT just chases after him. What a hot start from JT, and that is going to be 2-0 for Complexity.
Yeah, but no time to be relieved if you're Complexity. Happy to win it, of course, but you lose 4 players and VP gets another bomb plant. This is going to be another buy. They're coming right back into this with rifles again, VP, you have to imagine, and Complexity still going to be under a... Chat a little bit. The desk had a lot of conversations. I know, like the map veto process, kind of best than Complexity not going for any kind of a Vertigo, allowing VP to ban that out in the last rotation in the veto process. I mean, it's got to be, if you're Complexity preparing for this match, this is like sneakily like a really tough match to kind of prepare for and kind of get a sense of what to expect, because you know VP's in this kind of this metamorphosis phase in this team where they're trying to figure out exactly how electronic style and philosophy and theory and his desires are going to work with James' theories and philosophies and how he likes to play the game. And that was the conversation that James had in interviews and kind of discussed is we have two very different styles and we're trying to figure out how to make it work entirely to be able to challenge for trophies. And they weren't able to do it on the fly during the first season of the year because it's just a packed schedule. It's so hard to find time to just buckle down and make those adaptations. The player break is perfect for it. So if you're Complexity, you're like, we don't know what the hell this team is going to look like or come out with.
And Floppy dishes out 2, stops that attack from Virtus.Pro. Electronic inside the middle catches Grim trying to rotate and be of assistance to his teammates, but it's going to be a long road to get back into this if you're Electronic. James, patience is about to pay off on Holzerk, but he's unable to capitalize on his chance, and Holzerk will drop him and the bomb. Electronic not able to get rid of the immortal JT. Interesting way pick because it was very obvious going into Dallas that Vertigo was a map they were incredibly reliant upon. That was kind of one of the last events they had before the break, obviously. And you might not want to be a team given the changes of Vertigo that it is too reliant on that map in particular. So changes for Complexity for the future and hopefully it'll make them stronger long term.
JT trying to show the AK-47 at E-Box and trying to bait them into a swing against the AWP, but Virtus.Pro's not falling for it early. I mean, just like VP had all the time during this break to try and start figuring out the James Electronic clashes, I think Complexity equally, as you just mentioned, would have to look at their reliance on Vertigo as a weakness and find a way to deepen the map pool and make that a high priority.
Electronic taking some damage from the fire. He's down to 49, but he's gained space, and that's what matters right now for Virtus.Pro. He'll then drop away, knowing that it is clear, knowing from Complexity is that far pushed up, so Virtus.Pro can start to adjust and put their pieces in position outside of this A-bomb site. Currently the setup designed to deal with this threat is Floppy within the site, playing from Fountain as he's so often spotted, and the Liege close out towards camera. But Floppy is now going aggressive, and perhaps at the wrong time, because he's caught by Fame, and now this is a Liege under so much pressure at the back of the bomb site himself. He decides he has to fight, he has to peek, and a Liege gets a double before going down to the hand of Flit, and Karim, quick rotation over towards Heaven, stops that plant without taking the player out, and the grenade lands for extra damage, but it's not enough to remove players from Virtus.Pro yet. Grim eventually getting one, but it's not enough, and it's all on Holzerk, and he is not close to the site. He's on that backside, just watching A main.
No, a long, grindy battle that Complexity could never really get a grip on, even with Elijah's double kill. To bring it into a 3v3, not able to convert anything else, and Holzerk way too far to the action, as you mentioned. No point in going for it. If James wasn't able to find that pick, maybe Holzerk's able to creep a little bit closer. But at this point, if you're Holzerk, you know you're not going to get any kind of a mistake. There's no reason to risk the op trying to go for this 1v2. And Virtus.Pro is going to get their first round on the board.
Yeah, Leash, rather Floppy seems to be struggling a little bit in those initial A fights.
James, great for a really good, insightful interview. He doesn't pull his punches with how he talks about the situation at all. And he was just like, we realized immediately upon him joining that if we stayed the same, it wasn't going to work. We were never going to fit a player like Electronic into my system, into the way we were playing the game at the time. We knew immediately that we needed to adapt. And they haven't really found a solution yet. Good find from Flit. Elige didn't realize one had gotten past, and that's Flit saying, enough with this aggression. I got the good spawn. I'm going to make it behind the boxes before anyone realizes it, and I'll be there to negate any of those peaks.
It didn't look like Holzerk was quite posted up in time either to get that trade in. Oh, I need to be careful here. JT gets away before Norbert can take him out.
I like that attitude from Flit, denying one of the main points of this Complexity defense they've seen so far, these aggressive plays. Floppy's coming through. First player was blinded, but Flit swings off of it.
Not the start to the round here Complexity would be looking for.
Look how open middle is as VP starts to probe and move.
He can split on Holzerk right here. This is going to be tough for the Aubrey. He has got some rifle support, but it's got to be massive. I say rifle, it's an SMG, it's an MP9, is all Grim has. Holzerk unable to connect any of the shots, and now he's being split, so he can't get out of there. And Electronic having a field day, pushing his way through camera. There's a second round for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, you're right, though. Hulzerk had 2 good chances to find a kill or an impact. The initial trade where he missed the shot, and obviously that last one as they kind of stream out A main. So JT is just fighting for his life, fighting to keep this M4 in his hands. Money is not great for Complexity. They'll buy in the next round regardless of what happens here. But it's not going to be the prettiest thing in the world. And Virtus.Pro have created themselves an opportunity. CT side start to figure things out on Anubis. I don't think it's nearly as T-sided as it once was. I think it's kind of closed the gap. So I think the hard part is, yeah, maybe if it's in at the scoreline, you're like, okay, this is pretty good. But when you start out with that lead of what, like 5-1 at one point, like, and you want to put way more rounds on the board.
You don't want to feel deflated going into the second half.
Like if you get battered for the next 4 rounds, it's going to feel terrible.
Well, this is an interesting way of going aggressive on B, boosting Elige out. The 7-foot giant going for a peek, and he's able to damage up Norbert, drop him down to 40 health. But Electronic, he's starting to get more and more confident. He's inside of the smoke here.
There's a time limit on this play for Electronic in the smoke. It's just cleared. And James is just going to pick off rotators. Grim goes down. Elige doesn't want to go through. Now he does, but the kill is too little, too late.
Yeah, very convincing now from Virtus.Pro. Elige picked up the AWP. Couldn't quite connect the shot, is now fleeing the scene. It is going to be 5 rounds to 4. VP absolutely back in this first half after a slow start. Oh, and Elige might not even get away with this.
Flit was tracking him in Evox the whole time. Heard all the footsteps across the mid-bridge, and they know.
There's 2K left over in the bank right now for Complexity. Won't be able to get an AWP in the next, perhaps. Elige is going to be attacked here by Norbert. He's got to hit the shot, got to nail it, and he does, but there's a flank coming in too. And Elige is going to be aware of the fact he's being pushed on all fronts, and he just can't get away with it.
They realized the opening and the style Complexity wanted to bring on the defense. They're like, we're happy to chill for 40 seconds. Make your aggressive plays. We're going to sit back and watch them. This time they can't handle it. Hulzerk's got 1, Norbert trades it back, and now trying to buy time.
Norbert pops up on top, spams on down. JT dead. Oh, if he had 1 extra bullet, he had another kill in him. But Complexity somewhat still fighting, but I think with Flit's kill on Hulzerk, that might have just signed it off. And it's Floppy alone 1v3, and he's on the other side of the map here and locked in by James. They know exactly where Floppy likes to play.
That round's all Norbert. Obviously 2 kills, but staying alive as long as he did. And if you're Flit and you see that your teammate's calling, they've pushed 3 outside B, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna come up through.
So that's a give it.
All right.
You have to have a little bit more in the Elige. Let's see how the Deegs pan out here for Complexity. And we started with 2 out towards that B bomb site. Elige just present in middle. But it's a gathering of all of the VP forces outside of this A site. It has been the weaker of the 2 bomb sites. Floppy has struggled. I think it's not going to get any easier for him. Flash is good. Really clear close right. Norbert not giving away his position, but then Fane immediately peeks, and it's such a rough situation here for Complexity. Floppy and Elige both dead, and Norbert just chasing in towards JT, and I'm telling you, here comes the Deagle. Another one for JT, and he was so close to 3. Oh, that could have been absolutely magical.
It's still possible. This is still doable with these Deagles. Norbert just 1 bullet away from death. Grim gonna bide his time. Last time, tried to peek this angle. James was waiting with an AWP, but that's been passed over to Norbert. Smoke is going to be up. Hulzerk's going to create some space for himself. This 5-7 getting a dink. 2 players low, but the AWP again.
Hulzerk, it's been a team kill in the midst, and the Deagle was 1 away. 1 shot away from bringing James out of this round and putting Complexity ahead, and Hulzerk will connect. A bit of Deagle magic for Complexity, and they're back into the lead.
I told.
Oh my goodness. Complexity have a chance to leave this half ahead.
That was a 5v3 from VP against Pistols.
Damn. Grim waiting behind the smoke. They're coming on in. Hulzerk misses the shot. Norbert already in, and it is complete and utter collapse there for Complexity.
Yeah, they missed the first player crossing over to jail. They just never saw it coming. So the first player inside the bomb site, Grim, just gets deleted for free. Elish does everything he can, but that's going to be it. Virtus.Pro comes storming back into this half, and despite
a heroic deagle round towards the end.
Yeah, with a little bit of luck mixed in with a little team nade TK from Virtus.Pro in a 2v1. They get away with one, both teams exchanging 5-1 runs. Now we get complexity on the attacking side pistol. JT had a hot start. Going to be close up towards A main, waiting for his moment, and Electronic getting bored. Taken down now. JT, 15 kills from the captain of Complexity.
Yeah, he's doing so well here, JT. But he's taken out this time by Fame in response. A lot of time here for Complexity. They're going to be smoking out that B bomb site. That cross is now covered. Grim feels comfortable to move his way through, and there's no one here from VP. Fame is quick on their heels through dark and is now engaged in the fight with Elige. And Elige thinks better of committing into that angle, sends Grim in instead. He can be the meat shield, and he'll go for that fight at range. Damage dished out, but no kills. It's still awkward. Floppy eventually composes himself for both kills on Norbert and Jame, and that has now surely confirmed this pistol round for Complexity. VP are out of there, and Cole once again back into the lead.
Bold aggression from Elige over in E-Box, taking that fight long range against one, dodging his bullets, taking the close-up fight, bringing Fame down to 1 HP. But better than that, he gathered information. He heard footsteps on bridge, which allows Floppy to prepare for the fight, excuse me. And for how tough of a half Floppy had.
You saying they're going to be near airport soon, Jason? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know. I think there was just a lot of F words in a row there. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get a hang of it.
At least you didn't say the F word.
Yeah, that's true. It could have gone worse. But it's a nice little confidence booster for Floppy. Triple kill in the round.
Of course, we've definitely got Dust too. And that's always fun. It's back in the pool again.
Dust 2, I feel like, has got to be an absolute nightmare map to play against a team like Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, it's a map that a lot of these players, in particular Jame, obviously used to want to play in some of his older rosters, if you remember back to Avant-Garde. Something he's very comfortable on. But a gathering of forces outside of A, and absolutely no one from Virtus.Pro's home.
Yeah, it's going to be nice when Complexity eventually stroll in. Oh, Grim just looking away.
That could have been nice for him too. He's 2-11. That would have been a lovely little confidence booster.
Yeah, it really would have been. It also would have been nice information over to his team. Well, it doesn't matter. They have it now. Well, there's your confidence boost.
That is Grim. But Holzer, go and get a little piece of the pie.
He's been dinked, though. He's got to be careful.
Oof.
You don't want to lose too many players or rifles. And now Elige is going to start moving forward. And this is so dangerous. Complexity could lose a lot in a victory here. Flit very low on HP. He's got JT to help out. Elige has gone down. 3 players dead for Complexity. No longer whatsoever a clean round. And Norbert's just like, why not? Let me just see if anyone's done something stupid and left the bomb site open.
That would have been amazing.
But you get away with an AK-47 as well. VP's loving this round.
Yeah, they do so much. Suddenly, out of nowhere, really. Look, I mean, this is Complexity walking 4 players into an empty bomb site, and somehow they lose 3 players to USPs. Regardless, it is a round win for them, but they have sustained a lot of economic damage.
2-14, but at some point in these last 8 rounds of play, 7 rounds of play, like, I'm gonna have a chance to have impact, and I need to be ready for that occasion. JT looking through the tiniest little gap for information. No one from Virtus.Pro is close by to give it to him.
James just waiting for the cross in front of him. He will get that opportunity right now. It's the AWP of Holzerk as both AWPers miss their chances. 30 seconds, though, for Complexity. That's starting to become a problem. Time is certainly limited. JT charge in. Oh, ineffective in taking Fame out of there, and that smoke keeps Holzerk back. The split is ineffective. Fame is shutting down this Complexity attack, and with 15 seconds left, Fame dismantles the whole squad. It's Grim with no time left, not a hope in hell, and he is going to die in a mere moment as well. He needs to die before the time. He's got to die before the time. And he does. So Norbert gets rid of...
Or more spread on the default. So I think they've lost a little bit of confidence in these kind of spread out defaults where individuals can find impact or not get picked off and create some kind of opportunity for you. And then also now your executes are just getting stone cold shut out. Both times they've thrown one in. VP's been stacked at that bomb site with 3 players. Virtus.Pro winning in so many aspects of the game right now. In terms of information gathering, they're winning that. Economy, check. They've got that in their back pocket as well.
And just output from players across the board is just much stronger at the moment. A real weak link. A minute left. Again, Complexity setting up for a B split this time. And there's a lot of VP players ready for that possibility. It is hard to see a world in which Complexity are going to be successful here. Got a couple pieces of utility still to go through before they decide to make their final attack. No one from VP playing within Dark. And they've even got the AWP here on the back platform, protected by the rifles around him. It's James to strike through the darkness. It's 2 kills locked in for the sniper. And Elige is left with 20 seconds and 4 VP players looking directly at him. This is going to be so hard for Elige to even take a step closer to the bomb site, but Elige has got some heroics left in him. It's 2 kills and 1 low HP Norbert at the back of the site. Oh, Elige! He's found him as well. He's on for all 5 here, Elige. And he's faked the plan. He's got him in! And that was nearly an absolutely heroic moment for Elige, but it is stolen away from... It's just one of those rounds. It's just another close one, but it goes VP's way. Now Electronic looking to try and knock them out. Looking for the final blow here on Anubis, and it's working out for Virtus.Pro. Kill after kill from James. It's Floppy and JT left. And despite good starts in both halves, in particular in that first one, Complexity, it is all in a losing effort on their own map pick.
You're going to feel terrible. They're going to drop this map on a 0-7 streak. Virtus.Pro just round 16 on. Something clicked, and they have decimated Complexity's attack.
And this is Complexity's pick, as you said. And up next is Dust2. VP are going to be a difficult team to put away on that map. It's looking like Complexity might be finding themselves in the resurrection zone here at the Esports World Cup. Smokeout blocks Flit's vision. Still some time left for Complexity as they make their final maneuvers over towards A, but look how many players are waiting for them. 3 ready to answer the call for Virtus.Pro. With grenades in hand, it'll slow them down. They won't be able to get that burst forward into the bomb site. It feels like this is the final motions of Anubis. Floppy to lead the charge out. Grenade slows them down. And now they go for their attack. Looking to wrap around the back of the bomb site. Going for the plant, but Electronic takes them both out. And it is Virtus.Pro that walk away with Anubis.
Well, let's find out what happens and let's go back to the Complexity boys.
Yeah, it's not looking so good for us right now, Jason, but we'll see if VP can win a pistol round.
It'll turn around when we get our theme music.
Let's go, Grim. Let's go, Grim. That's what we're hoping for. A big pistol round out of him to get him fired up for this Dust2 performance. He had a real tough time on map number 1, but he is looking to try and start off Dust2 with a better stance. A lot of VP players coming his way, so maybe a lot of chances, Jason.
Problem is, Halzerk and Elige need to work up the courage to get boosted up into the bomb site. There's a couple of smokes that are going to make this really hard to stop. Grim's going to be blocked off. Elige inside the site. Halzerk over at
CT spawn. JT coming catwalk, but already the defense is shut down. Yeah, not looking too hot, but JT getting back into it.
He's the pistol god today. 3 headshots right back. And just when you thought VP would find themselves a pistol round victory, JT is there to steal away their dream. And plant is now coming in. Fame and James combining together. And looking to try and close this one out. JT still at short, hasn't moved. Waiting for an overextension. He gets that fight. Couldn't quite capitalize as they get in towards Goose. He's got another headshot in, and JT one away from all 5. And Fame looks to prevent that from happening, and Floppy will steal it away.
Yeah, but if he gets the kill,
then it would have been sick,
then
right?
they retake.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways of looking at it. But he's got the AWP in this round because of his decisions, and perhaps now he can have impact with some longevity. Oh, Floppy. Oh, that's a rough start to the round. Had to start with an MP9 and then eats a grenade. At least the trade for damage is back and forth. JT gets caught looking between 2 angles and ends up getting a bullet between his 2 eyes. JT gone out of that as VP collect the first.
Deep smoke on catwalk means VP can't take complete control of it and apply pressure and use that as leverage. However, again, as I mentioned, late rounds, they know Floppy is going to have a weaker weapon, and they're able to take him down with ease. Can they trade Elige off? Not quite yet, but they've kept him out of the bomb site in similar situation. No utility, no kits.
And this time you got a player deficit, so
Yeah.
likely to be another save call. But also Electronic is around here, so they might not be able to save as easily as they did in the previous round. Electronic could be a real nuisance and take all of these key weapons out of the hands of Complexity. This fight is everything. Grim making noise, and Electronic takes out Grim. Holzert slipping away with the AWP.
We just mentioned the last map, Grim probably feeling like nothing can go his way. This time he's just trying to upgrade to an M4, gives up the sound cue, and Electronic's able to just swing on it.
Yeah, it hasn't really been the start that would reset the mentality of Grim. It's just more of the same.
Going hunting for more. They want that AWP away. They want to trade it off, and they will get it. And Elige is the only one left, 27 HP. Electronic hasn't spotted him yet. They might let him keep this gun at the end of the day.
Now they're going to step forward, and no mercy for Complexity. They lose everything, and they don't even attempt to.
Let's just hit it. Let's just go back to it each and every time. They haven't been able to stop us yet. They can't really retake it. Economy's low. They don't have the resources to do things about it. And you're just kind of leaning on that weakness for as long as you feel it's there.
Yeah, that killer instinct. Injected into Virtus.Pro. Real close to that opening move, that Norbert. But look at Grim. He's pushed all the way up into the longhouse. In the meantime, Flit taking some space of his own with Electronic. They've moved their way through this mid doors, and they are looking to fight towards the B ramp. Leaf needs to get out of dodge, and he will further fall back into this B bomb site. Some decent control here for VP with still over a minute left to play with. They got plenty of time. When does Grim decide to activate his flank? Might need to go rather quickly because Elige has died on the ramp. Floppy now needs to defend this B-bomb site on his own. He's worried about the door, but he comes back out into the open, and this time Electronic ready for that re-peek. So VP have found themselves the further kill, and Grim has only started that flank through long now.
And I mean, they haven't even committed all their players into the B-bomb site. You still have two players. You still have Electronic and James just sitting in middle at the moment and saying they can't come CT, they can't come double doors or mid. All they've got is B tunnels, and VP just working things. And again, that feels like a very Electronic-led round when you consider he gets that foothold out of mid, right? He's holding it, and he's waiting for someone to rotate in. They can repeatedly smoke off CT spawn, make that defense panic, make it feel pressure, make it feel nervous. And then all of a sudden, you're just taking a fight, and Complexity has no idea when it's coming, so there's no chance to organize. Floppy coming back to window to double peek in middle from the defense. It's going to be a very, very difficult, frustrating, and annoying half for Complexity.
This actually feels very similar to Anubis, because that A-bomb site on Anubis was the same setup right between Floppy and Elige, and that was the site VP continually found success.
Is this, I can't imagine VP calling a B-rush, surely not. Surely it's the timing.
Holzert is going to have to defend. And he is going deeper into the tunnels. Here he goes. He's got rifle support with him. And Holzert gets out of there. Big swing. Floppy can't handle the rifle of fame. And now Holzert, he's under pressure with utility, but no one from VP following up and chasing after him. They'll be happy with a 4v4.
Yeah, the equalizer on that push is the most important part. So good job from VP, just staying disciplined and not over-peaking and swinging into that and giving Holzert chances to make a highlight reel with the up. They know with the amount that they've hit and had success at the B bomb site, that Complexity likely going to rotate someone over. And look at Elige going for information, feeling like he's the only one who's being proactive. Norbert ready and waiting, hiding. Barrel shows easy. Well, it's a kill. He does get dinked.
Yeah, it was nearly easy, and then Elige dinks him. He's seen the barrel for so long.
Here's Grim's play. He just pushed out long, and this is a fake over towards Catwalk.
Oh, they're looking for it though, aren't they? Oh, Fame at least was just a second ago. He's in a position to deal with it if Grim eventually comes back.
The timing on this is going to be everything, because
there's a lower tunnel player coming out too with Norbert. Oh, Norbert, he's gone.
Yeah, but it's perfect. He's the low HP player. That's the signal. That's the alarm of like, okay, well, Grim's pushed out long. You know, one was in the B bomb site. That was Holzert, but Virtus.Pro decides to attend to their flank. 25 seconds left. James really hunting this down, and now they turn it into a B hit.
They switch it up. Grim's done very well to reposition there and catch James. Very committed to that. You really wanted to get rid of Grim. He could have joined the rest of the pack and went into the B bomb site. And they get across. Holzert misses his small window of opportunity to take down that player on the cross zone over. Flip puts the bomb down, and now the chances for VP to win this round have increased.
One flashbang for Complexity, and remember, this is not an easy bomb site to retake.
Complexity have barely attempted to even retake this site, but they feel like they have to now, and they're going in with it. But a double from Flit as he switches back. He nearly gets all three, but it's Grim to finally break through with a big round. A triple kill and a 1v1 to secure the second round for Complexity.
Yeah, this is the most impact he's had in the series so far. Good round for...
Chance again for James to open up. Hasn't actually bossed the game at all. You know, 2 kills, one of which was found at the start of the last round.
And now you're starting to see the pace change stylistically that VP's been building more and more into their game plan. Flit's up catwalk at 1 minute and 40 seconds. And he's just going to park himself and wait. Wait for the opportune moment. Complexity, they've had enough of losing this B bomb site. They say, you know what? The rest of this half, we're going to hold on to B. We'll retake A. We'll win or lose at that bomb site, but we do not want to keep just giving this site up for nothing.
Grim gets out of there just in time. Take too much damage from the molly. No one really was there to punish. So Holzerk, don't be fooled by the scope. It is just a measly little scout.
I'm glad you said that. I actually thought it was an op for a second.
That one's for you, Jason.
Yeah, thank you. Flashbangs out. Stream of flashbangs, keeping Holzerk away. It doesn't matter if it's an op or a scout if he's blind.
The fireworks display, don't look at it.
No, he doesn't even get a single chance to be involved. And again, just a lurker. Layers of lurkers left in the gap. You've got one in mid. You had Electronic out mid.
And Norbert's in middle. If they try and kill out through short, he's got that covered off. And so they're all streaming through CT apart from Grim, who's just waiting for his teammates to make their move. And then he'll come in from long, and it is pretty effective from Grim and JT. 2 headshots quite quickly. And James, now the wizard, stands within Gandalf. And his AWP looking to strike upon the end. Oh, he's close. He's close, but he's not able to get the job done. And Complexity overwhelm him.
Kit.
And now they have got Floppy on that defuse, so he's got it all the way. And finally, a 3rd round for Complexity.
Defense, you just kind of have to play for the rest of this half. You just say, we'll gladly let you attack the A bomb site. We'll defend it, we'll retake it, but we're not giving you the B bomb site again.
Missed molly from VP down mid, so they have to be aware that there could be a quick presence in lower tunnels. But it is, again, a heavy commitment towards this B bomb site. They're going back to Old Faithful, and it's Floppy in the corner. Is he able to get something out of this? It's one and done, but Elige finally explodes in lower tunnels, is able to get away with that kill, and there's 2 now detected in lower. James looks to fend them off. 1 is good. Can he get the second? The answer is absolutely not. As Elige drops him, the bomb is down in tunnels, and now Elige looks to defend. The onslaught of players charging in. Information collected that there has to be a second player in tunnels, but Flit is preoccupied about the possibility of one outside those doors.
I actually don't think they know that Grim was that close to Elige, but it doesn't really matter. Flit is still smoked off. He was at least able to activate his teammate with the flashbang, but...
Would Fame have not seen him on the death cam? Or like he's seen the second player coming out through lower just before it looked like, but...
He might have, absolutely. Still a similar defense.
A shot. James, that's another opening. His kills may be few, but they're certainly impactful. That's Elige down in mid. It's going to be frustrating for Elige to have to deal with that.
Well, especially considering Flit's like, nice kill. I will take that space now. He's out mid, and he'll be able to cut off Floppy if he rotates out of the B bomb site. 3 defenders out towards long. VP's going to pause and wait and look for the reaction.
This is a cool move. Electronic boosted up. He's got some great cover here with that box. Flashes up, headshot angle, Grim taken off. Well, now they see the player crossing into the pit as well, so they know JT's in that. Complexity, a lot of resources being committed towards long, and Flit is still through those mid doors.
That's so smart from Electronic. Bailing yourself out with that smoke at the corner, now a mid to B split. Now the defense is really scrambling to get back, but actually the attack is coming into the B bomb site through tunnels. They thought the main thrust would be through mid on the rotation, and they were dead wrong.
Floppy is still so paranoid. He's still so focused on Flit. Now Electronic comes off short. It's perfectly worked for VP to secure an 8th round at the end of the first half of Dust 2. They're about to find themselves in the resurrection bracket if they concede Dust 2. 8-4 half. VP now switch to the CT side. They haven't been good at winning pistol rounds though, Jason. Because JT puts it up. He puts the numbers up in the pistol.
I was going to say, at least in the first half, it's like they had everything they could have possibly wanted to win the pistol round. Just some magnificent shooting from JT. And it feels like they've had such a good feel for Dust 2 throughout the first half. Let's see what they've got here. 3 at the A bomb site, 1 in middle. Fame is over in the B bomb site as well. Complexity all huddled up on Catwalk. Attacking in a James position who's spotted a leg.
So all of the resources committed through short for Complexity. It's all in on this A site. Plenty of players lying in wait for Virtus.Pro. If Complexity lose this pitch around, it is going to spell a disaster at the start of the second half. And they line up. James gets away with 1. Complexity yet to put that bomb down. They're staying committed, trying to get the plant at a minimum to give themselves a solid purchase in the next. Electronic and James are on death's door, but they are still fragging out. And Virtus.Pro will win the pistol, and pretty strongly, because they only lose 1 player. And that'll be 9-4 now.
Yeah, a couple of gushes, but nobody can finish off those kills. Electronic at 1, James at 4. Little Smells, 1 flashbang.
Electronic running up through top middle. He's down to 28 health. Good tag from Holzerk. Electronic, though, if he gets his gun out here, this could be absolutely massive for him to take down multiple players. Electronic confident to swing with the USP as well. Electronic is taking every single fight, even if he doesn't need to. And it works out very well. It's still a 3 versus 2. And, oh my God, it's juggling in middle.
And then he took a scout for it. Oh, get out, Grim. No way.
Oh, God.
Oh, what? Any kind of significant shift in that feeling?
I'd imagine it significantly shifted to the negative side, probably worsening. And Flit and Floppy 1 for 1 in lower tunnels.
It's a pretty cool setup for that. Double nade lower, swing on the second nade. Complexity have mid control. A little bit of utility to show Catwalk presence, taking those first steps. VP have dropped 2 players inside of the B bomb site. Nobody watching mid at the moment. But if Complexity try and do to VP what VP was doing to them at this B bomb site, it's going to go vastly different.
There's Electronic, nice and clean, lovely double. Grim and Floppy barbecued, and that smoke goes up in front of Holzerk's face. His information flow now severed, and well, the chances for Complexity now are very, very slim.
Yeah, it's cool though. It's like they're getting a lesson on defending that B bomb site.
Yeah, it's like,
this is how you do it, guys.
Well, I suppose you always find a positive, Jason.
Yikes.
Yeah, missed shot from James.
It's cool. Relative safely, he can fall back, no pick off. Complexity, if they want a chance at this round, they have to go up Catwalk quick and try and take advantage of the 1 defender. You can see Holzerk is just making the risk, making the guess that James is the only defender at this bomb site. And there is 1 more close up, that's Norbert.
Oh, here's a flank from Electronic. It's quick through short, and it is effective. Bomb plant just about got down, and a Molotov onto Norbert.
Head back to the hotel, get some rest. Norbert just trying to turn from anti-flash, taking a lot of damage, but Fame's got his back, and oh man.
Oh, good night.
Slaughtered, absolutely shut down.
Just as we all knew, VP to take a victory versus Complexity. 2-0 as well. They're coming out looking strong after the player break. And Complexity have work to do. They're heading down into the resurrection bracket, and they're hoping they can find life at the Esports World Cup yet, but